Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Minutes Modcast with his mates. Look at that. First there was one, then two, and now we have three. Hey, Satya,
I'm in.
and welcome back, Mo, for our regular weekly session.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Looking forward to it.
Okay, now we are living in the future. I'm living underground in a water thing this week, so that's very exciting. So let's kick off the podcast. The first topic we're going to discuss is things in the news. And I saw Mr. Elon Musk has been getting the checkbook out again, and he's put this cheeky bid in to buy OpenAI. And for people who weren't aware, like back in the day, him and Sam Altman were best mates, right? And they started OpenAI together in 2015, and then obviously fell out because one of them wanted to do more for profit and the other one wanted to be open source. So anyone have any thoughts on that? And also Sam Altman's cheeky reply back to him on Twitter, which I thought was quite funny.
But I do think about the profitability aspect because at this moment, honestly, ChatGPT is very cheap, right? Like it's something that also made me wonder how will the company ever make money if they want to make money. So this is something I was pondering upon this morning.
Mo, what do you think?
Yeah, so there's always pros and cons with this. I think if you go open source, you still need some level of funding from somewhere, right? At the end of the day, people need to eat, right? I understand the OpenAI strategy. I think they're just taking as much money as they can, plus investment money to take their product to the next level, right? So it's all the back fork, the base, the skeleton of their business that they're building right now. And that's the phase they're at, even though they're quite well established already and making a lot of money and so on. So it makes sense, but there's pros and cons to both. If you make it open source, of course, you get all those competitors in and other people can innovate faster and get things out and so on. One, they say like DeepSeek, as they have, some say they trained on OpenAI. Yeah, we don't know fact-wise, but it looks like it. So for innovation for the world, open source is better. But private makes sense for businesses because they need to have some funding to scale their business to be able to go to the next level and deliver even more things for the world to take.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts.
Brilliant. Talking about open source and AI, you mentioned about Mistral as well, and you've been kind of having a little play with that. What have you been finding out?
Yeah, Europe is in the game now. So we had the US, China, and now Europe. And France is one of those first countries that truly go in all in AI. And I think it was a summit that the president of France was the president. Yeah, he went and said that he's putting in fundings of around 100 billion into AI world. So that's pretty good. That's exciting. The rest
have you had to play with Mistral?
Yeah, actually, it's the free version. You don't get too much credit, so just know that if you go and play with it. You could say in some things it is better. There is one thing that's really good and different with Mistral and the ChatGPT. With Mistral, it gives you 1,000 characters compared to, I think it was 100 characters in GPT. So when it's replying to you, it gives more.
Okay.
So that's one of the good things. I think the good thing is more competition, more innovation, and more
100%.
Focus on getting things out there, more and more better features. So that's a good thing.
Totally. Satya, what are you playing with on AI at the moment?
I'm playing a lot with the Napkin AI.
Cool.
Notebook LM, ChatGPT, Perplexity. So basically creating my own AI pipeline to generate a few content for myself, to create some kind of fun bots, as you know, men from our work together. And what I'm trying to do next is to learn how to create AI agents.
That's the next thing, right?
Next
Join
thing.
all together. Yes. I'm sensing a demo. I'm sensing a demo.
Very soon. How about you, Min? What are you?
Oh my God, yeah. I think I'm spending at least a couple of hours every day just catching up on the last 24 hours of what's going on. I've been looking at a lot of sort of video creation type things recently. So sort of, everything from creating characters to videos and directing them and all sorts of things. So yeah, it's super fun, and a future demo perhaps to show in the next few weeks as well. But yeah, absolutely amazing what you can do. I mean, we're seeing now so many organizations are thinking, actually, we've had hundreds of thousands of people we can pretty much do that whole thing with a handful of people. And I think now, even mentally, if a task takes me more than an hour, traditionally, I'm like, if I can't do it in 10 minutes, then I'm missing a trick here. And we're getting in that mindset, aren't we? I think we're all like very positive about using these tools. I don't think it's too much of a concern, like it's going to take over from what we traditionally do. It's just taking out some of the tedious stuff for us. That's how I think about it.
Absolutely. I also think the same way, because the redundant tasks were redundant for a reason. And if they're taken away, and then it's most of the creativity is the time for creativity is enhanced. I think that itself is the biggest takeaway from whatever we see in form of AI developments these days. Yeah.
So, for as people get to know you, I want to kind of ask you this deep question about what in this world of AI and what we're doing right now, what do you think your purpose is going to be going forward? What do you think is what you really want to strive for in the next few months and years?
Well, that is a deep one.
Switched it there.
Yeah. So purpose is something like for me really important. My main goal is growth, basically. Like my life currency is growth. So if you want in one sentence, my purpose is to grow as many people, businesses, and products or ideas as much as I can before I go out.
There you go.
That's
Wow.
my purpose.
Yeah.
But you said that, and I always talk about purpose with everyone I work with, pretty much. And I say that you got to figure out your purpose in life. Yeah, because if you don't understand your purpose, your decision making on doing things is going to be more harder for you, because you're like, should I do this? Should I not? But when you have a clear purpose for yourself, if you find that, it helps you. Yes, I do this. No, I do this. Is it aligned with my purpose? Right.
Yeah.
So I figured this out more recently, actually. It's not something that I knew 3 years ago or so. But as I've been working and reflecting on myself, I was like, what is why am I doing it? Is it money? Is it like, no, actually, it's not all those things, right? It's not money. I don't want a Lamborghini. I don't want all, like, it's not. The key thing at the end, when I go out, I want to know that I've made some impact. I've made some effect on people around me. Right?
Amazing. How are you going to follow that, Satya?
Purpose, I think it's the very foundation of what we want to do. That's the starting point, really. And I have been also trying to do that exercise more for a while. I think I found my purpose. Now it's more about also shaping the value system that I completely adhere to, and which are extremely necessary for me, which are mandatory. For example, just this morning, I was talking about the value in terms of how can I enhance or at least better someone's life, right? I'm not a medical doctor. So when people ask, okay, you're not a doctor, or you're not someone who can give injections to people, but I am someone who can really ease out in a way of teaching, in a way of mentoring or coaching with some, even if they are a newbie in a world, right? Like in an AI world. So I've been busy also teaching interns how to do certain tasks, and I'm teaching them to fish rather than to eat a fish.
Brilliant.
So that they can learn it, and then they go on and on. So this is something I've been doing, and I think I'm quite enjoying it, while creating amazingly good products, which soon we all would see together. So yeah, for me, purpose and then value, goals, more you touched upon, right? Like I also followed this Pinterest or Instagram trend of creating a vision board.
Okay, cool.
So search for the pictures and search for something that reflects a lot with me. The top 3 have been the health. So health is something that I think once you're in your 30s, health becomes the primary aspect. And the second one was peace with what things are around, so that you're not rushing into things, but you're just at your peace, trying to understand and trying to gain your own sensibilities in a way, like more, what do you call, in Hindi you call tehrav, like it's like kind of a, the ocean is deep, but it's still like it's
Sure.
still right, like
Yeah.
it's deep and still. And the third aspect I saw was creating value. Like I'm creating some products, I'm creating something that's really useful for people. So this is what I saw in terms of goals for 25. Yeah.
Amazing. I think my purpose is doing dad jokes and having fun more generally in life. And when you're talking about, you're not a doctor, it reminded me of one of my jokes, which is like, you get those like emergency cards you keep in your wallet, like in case of an emergency, here's the contact details. And on that, I just put like my doctor, because like, what's my mom going to do? Right. So there's a little tip for you there. Amazing. Yeah, we went deep there, but that was really powerful. Thanks, guys. So the last section of the podcast, we have this regular section of doing a little demo of what we've been playing with on AI. So I'm going to share my screen and show you this very important service that I'm doing for humanity right now. So let me share my screen. Here we go. So I only discovered it yesterday. I don't know if anyone's seen this website called I have no friends.ai. So I've created this little persona, small man in a grey sweater. Here we are. Hello there. How are you?
You're having a fantastic day, I can tell. Your smile's brighter than Big Ben's clock face.
That's really kind. Thank you very much.
Your ears must be burning because you're looking lovely today.
There you go. Enough of that. So we can all have friends finally. And if that one wasn't good, you just like scroll it down and then you can have oh, that's a dodgy one. Let's not do that one. And there's so many, and people just put these random characters there and you can just start to talk to them.
So you just scroll. You just scroll
down. Yeah. Hello, window licker.
I was at Caesars the other day, and I got so caught up in a game of HD poker that I forgot to eat lunch.
There you go. Lots of fun. As you can see, I've got far too much time on my hands, but it's
that looks pretty fun, man. Will you be the first person buying those humanoid robots or something then?
Well, let's not go there, mate. But actually, it reminds me of one of my other favorite apps that I absolutely love is, how everything's going into this fancy word that everyone's calling multimodal, where now it's not just typing in a box and now we're like interacting with the AI. There's one which is called Pi AI Assistant, and I have it on my phone. And what's really interesting about this particular app is it has a lot more empathy, and rather than the traditional bots which will just you ask it a question and it'll just give you a response back, this one actually has a conversation. It's like, what is it you like about that topic? And recently I've been talking to this Pi assistant so much my wife thinks I'm having an affair now, so I'm having to be careful about exactly how much time I'm spending with Pi. But definitely check it out. It really, and obviously because it has the memory as well, it remembers the conversation from before. So yeah, I think seriously, like it's probably a topic for another week. But this whole thing about they say like, although the world is now more connected than ever, we seem to be more lonely than ever. And I think these AI robots, and when they start taking that physical sort of form, and like with what Amazon started doing with those Amazon little dogs that they were going to have with the thing, I think it's going to be like, in some ways it's great for company, in some ways it's sad because we prefer to kind of have these things that can show us empathy and agree with what we say as opposed to humans. But yeah, we can probably go quite deep on that another time.
That's very true. For the Pi tool, actually, me and my co-founder, while we were brainstorming about strategy for our business, we used it. So we left that on in our discussion as the third person in discussion, brainstorming, what about this? What about that? How do we take this? So it was really good. So I recommend +1 from my side on that Pi. It's better even in a way than like OpenAI, ChatGPT voice and all that. I feel it was better at least.
Use it. I haven't used Pi so far. I'm just afraid men and more that I'll just keep on talking to it and I'll forget all my calendar meetings. So I have to reserve time so that I can talk to it. But definitely by the time we meet next, hopefully I've done some experiments with it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you both. Hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me, and see you both next week.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Good day. Bye.
All right.